Test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test, 1, 2, 3, check, check, test, test. Ooh, woo. Hi! Oh no. Oh no, I'm frozen. Why am I frozen? Oh no! Ah! I don't want to be frozen! Why? Why? What happened? Oh, okay. Cable got loose. In my meat space to cyberspace interface, it's fine. Hi! Hi. That was not expected. Well, yeah, I haven't checked the free games this week. Interesting. I've had in the past, I need to drink more water. I remember like 2 years ago, probably, at least. Maybe 3. I was... Oh, I need to enable talkback. I haven't done that yet. Wonderful, now I can hear myself. I remember a few years ago on Twitter, somebody had said something about like the starting soon thing. On why do we do starting soon? Why do streamers do starting soon? And there's kind of 2 reasons. Is one, it's just good. I mean, on YouTube they have the placeholder video thing. Hello, cheeky Nathaniel. Is they have the placeholder video thing, which is really good. And it's like I can, you know, I have these scheduled a week in advance, because I always just schedule the next one after the first one is done. Roughly, I mean, give or take a few hours, maybe even a day, but yeah, so that's one of the things. It's is just like it's good to have people filter in, even if it is scheduled. People are, you know, people are going to be a little bit late to anything. I mean, a little bit late is on time. But the other thing is you're always going to forget something. You can go through like all of you can set everything up, you can swear you're prepared, and then you press the go live button and you'll realize that you forgot something. Like, for example, or something has changed, circumstances have changed that you need to account for. Like, for example, about half an hour before stream, I got myself a glass of water. Do I have? I do not. Well, never mind. I got myself a glass of water. And it was, you know, it was a glass of water. It was a full glass of water, and by the time I pressed the go live button, I had realized that I had finished that glass of water. That glass of water was empty. And so I had to get up and go get myself a new glass of water and come back, and that's really what the starting soon is for when something like that happens. Forget to set something up, or something breaks, and you need to troubleshoot it really quickly, or you need to get yourself, you realize you run out of snacks or water, etc. With that said, and I should probably... No, I just accidentally launched the Outer Worlds. I intended to launch Fortnite. Well, anyway, I wasn't feeling the greatest mentally today. Oh wow, you can just run multiple games through Epic. Good to know. Hello, Baby on Cheetah as well. Greetings. Yeah, I wasn't feeling mentally the greatest when I woke up today, and when I like as I was setting up. I was like, well, I might have to do this one a little bit short, or even maybe cancel. But I mean, I'm here, and I think, I mean, we'll see. This is kind of your warning that this might get cut off a little bit shorter than usual. This might, but I'm just not like I'm gonna go, oh, it's been an hour, I'm gonna cut it short here. Deteriorate too much, and therefore I have to stop, type of situation. Or I'll just go to the normal time. My computer is really struggling, because I accidentally launched The Outer Worlds when I wanted to launch Fortnite, and now both games are launching. Hopefully I don't end up with another crash. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Well, can I just force kill the outer? There we are. That's good. Still waiting on Fortnite to launch. Well, we're, like, it's literally, like, I have the easy anti-cheat thing, waiting for a game. It always launching Fortnite is like this, and, like, what is my Fortnite username? My Fortnite username is, well, I guess it's Epic, and it's Nelm1. But also, I'm not very likely to accept a friend request, because I get so, like, I'm the type of person where, like, I don't really want to be friends with someone on a video game platform, unless I'm, like, really actually friends with them, because I'm the type of person where a lot of the time if I'm launching a game, I have a plan, and so I don't, like, being invited to a game is always a stressful experience to me, or someone wanting to join my game is always a stressful experience to me, because what I have a plan. That plan is to do something alone, unless I'm already planning with a friend to do something with them, in which case then I'm already aware of it before that comes through, right? So I mean, sometimes I just have a big, I'm sure there's probably a discriminator in Epic, isn't there? Anyway, I have this big list at this point of just ignored friend requests. I don't even reject them anymore, because, like, well, that way you can't send me another friend request until I've rejected it or accepted it. And so that way, eventually I'll just collect all of the friend requests, and nobody will ever be able to send me a friend request ever again. Will the game ever launch? I'm sure it will one day, but, you know, I mean, we've been waiting like 10 minutes for the damn game to launch. Ooh. That was really weird. The intro, I know you can't hear it. I don't even know what those words mean. I don't, skibbity bagatara. I don't know what that means. I know I don't have desktop audio enabled yet. Let me switch over to game audio, right? There's that, and let's get a game capture. There we are. Wonderful. When so I've set last stream, I think I set it back to the OG theme. I'm remembering to do one round of main stage, no fill, to warm up before I do battle stage this time. Look at me. By the way, but I'm probably still gonna, anyway, what was I was saying something, and I've entirely forgotten now. Oh yeah, right. The OG theme for the menu theme or whatever. Unfortunately, I cannot read. Is that traditional Chinese? I can't I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not very well versed in, well, I'm not well versed. But still, I cannot read either form of writing, of Chinese writing system. um, anyway, what was... Right! And the intro, like, the first 3 or 4 notes were, why did you shake your head? Weird. The first 4, or... Yeah, the first bar went through, the intro bar, and then when the song actually... Like, there's a big pause before the song actually started. Don't Fear the Reaper is probably... That sounds like a good option for a song to play. That's featured. Which also kind of implies, yeah, we're still on the same... Okay, maybe not quite. Still basically on the same set of featured songs. What are the different... I'm in the mood to play the song on bass today. This is a warm-up anyway. Which is probably... This is insane. Probably it's a ridiculous concept to, not a great song to warm up to. It's quite a difficult song. But it's fine. FNCS? Oh, what? Oh, for the love of Satan. I forgot. See, I told you, you'll always forget something. I forgot to enable Coyote MIDI. So my key, it's literally this MIDI key. I need the thing that converts it. What? Hurry up and launch. There we are. Okay, we have Coyote MIDI. There we are. See, it's a good thing that I remembered to do a warm-up on main stage alone first, because otherwise I would have been completely screwed over. To be fair, this feels a lot easier than it does on RockBand 4 bass. Although I'm sure that's partially, you know, the hit window in Festival is massive. I think this might be the biggest hit window. I think even LEGO Rock Band had a smaller hit window than Festival does. I'm surprised that there isn't a LEGO Fortnite Festival, considering the previous collaboration. I mean, I'd imagine it might happen eventually, for the same reason that, like, you know, I was like, Battle Stage is what I think Festival should have been when it first came out. And that they should have done it with Metallica, because they had the 72 Seasons album, and they had, like, that huge influx with Stranger Things, and so forth. And I mean, they were super late to it, but it happened. So, I imagine that could still happen. Maybe the deal is that they're looking at me! I entirely lost my place, because I saw a chat and I read the chat message. I need to recognize that they exist. Oh, heck, stuck key. But, like, I need to not read until I'm finished my sentence. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, is, like, maybe Fortnite is, they're sitting there watching me, waiting for me to give them their next musical, next musical play. Which I don't think that's actually what's happening. But if that is what's happening, I want to get paid for my ideas, Fortnite, because I have $238 to my name. And I don't make money off of this. I don't, I'm nowhere close to good enough in YouTube to, I'm not allowed to do... Well, at some point I was in AdSense. You won't believe this, but at some point, I was in AdSense, and then, like, a week later, I'm not joking, they're like, actually, no, we're changing the rules for AdSense. Fuck you in particular, Lucy! I'm gonna try to, increase the process priority on Coyote MIDI, and that should hopefully cause the keys to get stuck less often, or not at all. I think there's this thing where, like, you can, you know, if you pay for the pro version, you can increase the process priority, through the software. But, like, nothing's stopping me from just going into Windows processes and being like, you know... It's kind of a weird way to... Anyway, whatever. Yeah, there's nothing stopping me from just going into Windows and just being like, give the Coyote MIDI process real-time priority. Go to details. Look, it's process ID number 13124. Priority real-time. Yes, please. Alright. Let's return... Actually, my fingers are a little bit tired. Gifted your friend the battle pass and you're helping level it up. You're level 2-8. I mean, that's one heck of a level. I can't be that committed to a video game. I don't know what FNCS is. That would be in the shop. But I will look into that, just because you have mentioned it. There we are. That weird kind of hi-hat in the right ear, I don't remember it being just in the right ear. Maybe I'm partially deaf in my left ear today. That's entirely... I do get partial deafness. Because I have issues with my eustachian tubes. I do get intermittent partial deafness. And sometimes I don't notice. Oh. I still don't know what that means, but... we're still on the same festival path. We're still week 3. There's nothing to unlock, really. Well, I mean, I should have unlocked this guitar, and somehow I didn't get it. I don't know what happened. But it's fine. I don't care that much. Unless it is in there now. But, yeah, no. I have a new bass? Oh, it was a bass! You know, that... Boy, I like those inlays. That might... You know, we'll go with that for today, just for the... You know. Just because. And let us go to main stage. No, not main stage. Battle stage, I said. That's what I meant. I don't know if that's what I said, but that's what I... Really struggling with the speech today. I have, what's the... I have like a debuff of like -4 on my charisma today. That's what happens when you're not having a great mental day. Well, I mean, nah. Let's re-pop again. We'll go with lead. A lot of people are going on vocals, which is kind of a weird. I don't know why you'd go with vocals on Blitzkrieg Bop. Can I join you? I cannot join you. Alright, well. I don't know how, like, what's defined as, like, whether you can or cannot join someone in an emote. There should be a way to, like, from afar, without having to run up to someone and be like, hey, can I join? Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Oh wow, that was a really fast start. Interesting. Yeah. Oh heck. What do I screw up with my timing there? I had something else that I was expressing as well, but I entirely forgot, and it's no longer relevant. Blitzkrieg Bop. I've heard the songs too many times. And I mean, I know, like, being a punk, I should probably be less annoyed by the song. Um, but yeah, like, I've just heard it so many times, and I'm gonna have to hear it a trillion more times for as long as the season goes, I imagine. Um, what do you mean? I guess my left hand is just kind of not super coordinated today. Killed Ringmaster. I know nothing about Fortnite. I can't keep up with Fortnite. um, I'm I just play Festival. I know. I guess I know enough to know that's a Fortnite based thing, but like, yeah, my. I mean, I sort of tried to get into Fortnite when I arrived just a bit too late to that curve of Fortnite's popularity when it first came out and was blowing up. Whew, that's a massive base. Anyway, looks really uncomfortable and awkward to play. Anyway, like I just laid enough to the curves that basically there's no chance that I was gonna learn how to play. Like, I was being destroyed by, you know, literally 4-year-olds who had, mastered the control scheme before I even had a chance to try to learn. And so, like, there's no universe where I was gonna play Fortnite, just in that there's no way for me to learn to play. And so I just didn't really pay attention to Fortnite. I ignored it. And then Festival came out, and I was like, well, this is basically RockBand 5. And it kind of gives me the opportunity to do the same thing that, people from that people were doing to me in Battle Royale. Where I can be like, well, I already have the skill. I've noticed that I haven't gotten a stuck key yet. That's good. So I'll try to remember that in the future to increase Coyote MIDI's process priority to real time. But anyway, but yeah, like, I still don't, it's not like I'm really, I mean, I'm hoping that the more I do this, weekly festival stream thing, that I will maybe, just through osmosis, learn a little bit more about Fortnite, and what the goings-on are. But, like, it's the type of thing where I think you really have to pay attention, yeah, you really have to kind of pay attention outside of the game, or play all the game modes to... Like, I think still, Battle Royale is what, excuse me? Battle Royale is still really what they're focusing on in terms of, like, lore, and it's like, I don't know. It seems like everybody's able to just kind of figure out what the lore is in a way that, like, you know, I'm not really getting from playing the game, from playing Festival. And I don't know how to go about that, and I'm not sure, and if the way to go about that is to play Battle Royale, that ain't happening, because, like, like what I just said about, like, I will never be able to learn how to play Battle Royale good enough that I will get anything other than second last place. Although, at least a little bit like I've been, what's the validated in my not knowing anything about Fortnite by, my favorite maids, Osiroi Code. I'm sure my pronunciation is still horrible, and I know it's horrible because it sounds different coming out of my mouth than it did in my head, and I know how it's supposed to be pronounced, and I can't... Currently, at least, I don't have enough processing power to pronounce that correctly. Anyway, who have started streaming on YouTube now, too, because they're twins, they're two VTubers. And so, like, one will do Twitch and the other will do YouTube. But anyway, and they do Fortnite a lot. Like Battle Royale, and well, I think they might do zero build actually, which I mean I might try that zero build now that it's a thing that exists, but I'm still like, I don't like third person shooting. That's really uncomfortable control scheme to me, but we'll see. But what was I saying? Oh, there's a stuck key. And they don't, like, they play Fortnite a lot, even if they're maybe playing zero build, and they don't, they also have no idea what's going on in Fortnite. There's, I remember in a stream, they're like, I don't know how all these people learn about what's going on. I never understand what's going on. So that's good at least, but... You know, the more, I am harassed to do a thing, the less likely I am to do that thing. It's always, I understand that there's a need to disconnect for various reasons, but, give me a guitar. And as I already said, I don't like accepting friend requests, right? I went through that whole spiel. What was I saying? It's fine, whatever. Oh yeah, right, I understand the need for disconnects, but it's also kind of like, you know, I would have liked to have, competed against the full... however many people. Oh, heck. I was a little bit fast on that orange. But now they'll go. Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind or the sun or the rain. Come on, baby. Baby, take my hand. Why am I singing a whole octave higher yet than I usually sing this? Baby, I'm your man. I think I am. That's weird. La 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 la. No, I am totally singing where I've... Well, recently where I started singing it. I think I recorded a Rambles yesterday that'll be coming out Tuesday. And I mentioned this, but I'm gonna say it here. Like, I am losing... I am losing my low end of my vocal range on estrogen. I have lost maybe 2 or 3 notes at the bottom of my range, and I have gained like 2 or 3 notes at the top of my range. And so people, like, you're told on estrogen that your voice is not supposed to change, and maybe for people who just talk, that's true, but as a singer, I mean, that's really frustrating, is that, like, I have to totally change the way I sing, and, like, you know, I do love having a bass voice. Girls with bass voice is an amazing... I love that category. I love being part of that category, girls with bass voice. But being that I am losing the bottom of that range, oh heck, I went up high enough that I lost leverage. Interesting. Oh, I suck. Oh, I was way overthinking and I missed the... Anyway. You know, there's, like, songs that I have recorded where I'm like, well, I can't hit those lower notes now, and I'd have to, like... Luckily, they're not released yet, but I'm gonna have to re-record them so that, like, it's not... I mean, that was my ability at the time, but now it isn't. And I mean, it's kind of nice having a little bit more high range because, I mean, there's not many bass voices out there. As far as masculine singers are concerned, you know, most people are baritone. Masculine voice definition singers. I think a lot of the feminine masculine voice operatic definitions are kind of bullshit, being that they're, like, gestures towards Brody Dolly and Renee Phoenix and what's her name? The girl who sings for L7, who are all like Lizzie Hale. Lizzie Hale's range, her lowest note is E2, which used to be my lowest note. And she could go a little bit higher than me. Now I can match the top end of her range, but now I'm losing the bottom end of her range, right? So, like, I think the idea of operatic definitions of pitch are kind of bullshit. In the gendering of the operatic definitions of vocal ranges. I had somewhere else I was going with that, and I put myself on such a tangent that I forgot where I was gonna circle back around to. Am I gonna lose? I am gonna lose. I'm totally gonna... Maybe I should have went with drums today. Or bass, or, like, literally anything else. Just cause, like, as you can see, I'm kind of having some reading issues, some sight, like... I'm still having misreads despite using the, what they're calling a pro color scheme on non-pro instruments. Which is just a testament of being that, like, I'm tired and not doing great mentally today, probably. And I think I need to factor that into my song decisions. Well, I like... I can totally do... Well, I have, what's become now defined as sultry bass voice, where I can talk like this, and suddenly I sound reasonably feminine. But the deal is, I have to slow down my speech, and I cannot be bothered with that. I really like being able to talk fast. In order to talk fast, like, this is, like, a thing, where, like, my mother, she has a habit of talking fast, and the faster she talks, if she talks fast enough, she will be, like, referred to as sir over the phone. Despite not really having that type of tombola to her voice. And she has one of those issues. She actually doesn't sound the same on recording as she does in real life. Which is really weird. But, and so, like, oh, and also being, like, I like, as I've mentioned, as I mentioned, I like having the deep bass voice. I think that's a good category of girls to be in. There are... I don't, like, it's not something that bothers me in terms of the way I sound. I mean, I think, actually, one thing that, there was a small temporal change that actually changed as well, on estrogen. What are my options here? Vocal's probably the way to go. Sure, yeah, you can join. I mean, I've just started the next, I think you're gonna have to wait until, but, I mean, sure. What was I... What was... Yeah, there's one very small temporal change where I gained some high frequency, some higher end... I've forgotten the word. When you have a frequency, and then you have another frequency, say, at an octave or a fifth above that, there's a term for that. Usually an octave, but a fifth is easy enough as well that those happen naturally, and therefore also count. Harmonic! There we are! Yeah, I gained an upper range harmonic as well. And that was weird to me. When I recorded a Rambles, soon after that change. I mean, I didn't really notice. I was like, I think I might have this change. I was singing, and I noticed that something was a little bit weird. But I was like, I don't know why it's weird, really. And then I recorded the Rambles, and I listened back, and I'm like, no, there is definitely a change in my voice there. And it's like, whew. This is a difficult pattern. I'm gonna have to continue what I was saying after the section here. Alright, what was I saying? Yeah, there's, and I was like, wow, that's weird. And that caused me to be like a little bit, like when I was watching back, I was like, this couldn't possibly be me, that voice is weird. And now I've gotten used to it, and that's fine, and that's good. I'm happy with that. And like, I do actually prefer the change, but also it was causing a bit of cognitive dissonance. And so anyway, I'm very happy with where my voice is. Am I gonna FC this? Is that an FC? That's gotta be an FC, because it's not going away. Beautiful. Oh, come on, I didn't win. Even with my FC, I didn't win. That's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go drums, just because I'm quite. I mean, I like vocals, and that a lot of the time it's only one note at a time. Same reason why I like bass, just because I don't have that coordination between my two hands. But drums is also comfortable in the chart, to me. Oh fuck! My hands are malaligned. What was I saying? I was saying something about What was I saying? I have entirely forgot what I was saying. It's fine. You know what? I think I've said everything that need to be said. Now that I've gone through everything, I think I've said everything I intended to say, even though it didn't end really the way I wanted it to. This is a relatively simple pattern. I hope something more interesting comes up. Cause for the difficulty they said it was on drums. This is like, these are some very basic kind of drum patterns, so unless something else... Well, that's a little interesting. There we are, that's the pattern of difficulty right there. Window's still massive in Festival. There's so many times where I'm like, they should not have possibly given me that. It's way too early, usually, is where they're giving it to me. And like, that's happening even more often than Lego RockBand, so they've got to have a bigger window than... 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what happened. If I have to start counting, that's what's happened is that I've kind of started to get hypnotized, where I've gotten so into the pattern that I'm kind of losing my sense of beat, and so I have to like start 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, that's the type of thing that would wake me up without having to count. But you know, I have to start doing that so that I'm still keeping time, because otherwise I'll start to kind of drift out of time, just because I've gotten so used to being on that pattern. I think this is why sampling has become such a thing in modern music, because a lot of the time you kind of end up writing a song that, you know, you want not a whole lot of variation on an instrument or whatever, and so it just makes more sense to record it once and loop it, because otherwise you're gonna drift out. Like, I think most people do that, where if they've played the same thing long enough, you kind of forget that you're doing it, and so you start to drift out of time because you're no longer thinking musically. And like, if you're, you know, modern music is very single-person kind of producer-based kind of music, if that makes sense. Whereas if you're, you know, if you're in like like particularly a punk band, right? But like a rock or metal, something that's like a multi-piece band, you know, you end up kind of naturally working stuff in to keep yourself awake, because that is how, like, you kind of realize that, you know, you're starting to lose it, and so you play a fill. And so you start designing a song around having fills and stuff. And that's kind of an issue being like a single person producing music of that style, is that you need to kind of come through it once, right, on paper. I'll do this on drums, why not? I know I'm gonna suck at it on drums, but just for, you know, just for the sake of being... She's pretty. The girl in the background who is currently switching instruments just behind me. I wouldn't mind to play as her. Anyway, I've forgotten what I was saying. It's fine. I'm allowed to forget what I'm saying. This happens all the time on every stream. Because so the main part... Oh, wow, they're making you ignore the kick drum, basically. That's fine. Okay, so that's a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. But near the end, there's this weird polyrhythm thing going on. At least there is in... I mean, maybe the chart won't be the same way on Festival. But on Rock Band 4, weird pattern with, like, some weird polyrhythm on the snare. And... and that's totally gonna throw me off. I mean, it seems... Well, whenever... I don't think there's any option other than to return to the lobby after you, like, lose or win a battle stage. And yeah, anyway, that polyrhythm is going to totally destroy me at the end. But, like, I'm going to lose either way, as we just saw with guitar. So, like, might as well try on the instrument that's theoretically going to have the most, notes. There it is! Very short amount of time, but there it was. And we're going to get it, like, for the outro of the song, it's going to do that forever. You like there. Well, I do, but I also need to have enough energy in order to do that, and I need to, like... I have to also be careful about being able to react to people, and, like, who's above me. Like, the person who above me is on, you know, on guitar. Currently. I think I'm gonna... The person above me is a guitarist, yeah. So screw you. You're not getting this little break. Interesting. That's an interesting way to chart this. I'm sorry, I can't really... yeah. I'm gonna lose my place here if this keeps going on. There we are. Whoa. Oh, more of this? I can't be having that. Of two is one. Here's that stupid polyrhythm I was talking about. Here, but now they're gone. Since they have us ignoring the kick drum, it's a lot easier, but... Woo! This is quite a bit. This is... I mean, I knew it was coming, but... I'm so glad I don't have to think about the kick drum. Which is totally a decision they made based on the idea of that polyrhythm existing, yeah. Because at the beginning of the song, they should have... They had the... you had enough fingers in order to do the kick drum. But here, you really don't have enough fingers to do the kick drum. And so... Yeah. Ah, you know, I think I need to at some point, at one day, I need to set up the microphone on this webcam. I can. The issue is background noise. If I can set it up quiet enough, and then you can hear the clacking of. Because I'm not sure you can really hear the clacking of my keyboard, of my while I'm playing, and like sometimes I'm playing quite aggressively. I think it would be fun for you to be able to hear my clacking on the keyboard. Yeah, shut up. I know, Battle Stars. Okay. Data center search in progress. But luckily we're not playing competitive. Well, sure, we can do some main stage. Yes, yes, waiting for matchmaking to commence. Stop waiting for matchmaking to commence and commence matchmaking. Hmm. Uh... I'm... uh... Hmm. Oh yeah, already up. Forgot that was the thing you need to do in main stage. That's a vibe. Bass over the shoulder. I don't think you could I don't think I could possibly do. I should grab my bass and do that after this. Try that. Wow, the bass is more difficult than I was expecting it to be on the song, to be fair. Ah. Weird overstrum there. Overhit? What do you call that? Can't possibly be an overstrum. Ah, heck. There. I still don't, I can't even, but it's fine. Ah, heck. There we are. Alright, well, the bass was a little bit more difficult, like, right at the beginning. I mean, there's those, right, those rolls, basically. But, now that, you know, the main part of the song isn't... I feel like these should be, like, I think... I think that's kind of what's... I mean, I think, probably they're played on an analog synth, where that's not really a big deal, but I think, in terms of charting, it would make more sense to do an alternation. Well, it's, I mean, eventually you'll get better. Cause do I want to stick to bass or do I want to go to guitar? I'll stick to bass. Yeah, I've not played it before. Like, you will get better the more you play, cause, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, I've been playing RockBand. I started on RockBand 2 when I was, like, literally 4 or 5 years old. So, like, that, you're looking at that much skill, you're looking at, like, 2 decades of skill. And, you know, I'm still not the greatest player, as you've seen, right? So, like, I'm incredibly average in skill. Ooh, I'm not great at that today. I'm really struggling with that, with the Dave Draymond noises. Drowning sleep in my sea of loathing, looking at your servant I knew. Will you give in to me? It seems that, well, that's, fuck. I don't sing Down with Sickness enough to actually know the lyrics by heart. With that said, I can do the screaming part by heart. Will you give in to me? Is it... Fuck. Reflection, when suddenly it changes, violently it changes. I know there is no turning back now. You've woken up the demon, the enemy. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness, madness. Fuck. Up, come on, get down with the sickness, you mother, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness, you fucker, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness, madness has now come over me. Fuck, there's a gift that has been... See, I'm really struggling even with the you have to count choruses in Down with Sickness, because they change as well. Frustratingly. Is arising, don't try to deny what you feel. It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying in me. Looking... Having some trouble with dealing with these changes. I'm living with these changes. I know the world is a scary place now that you've woken up the demon. Anime. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness, Matt. Your hate and let it flow into me. Second time I've done that. And I knew I was wrong as I was doing it. I want lyric display. Even when we're not playing, I mean, especially when playing books, but I want lyric display in Festival. The deal is that has to bring the difficult, or the ESRB. Having lyrics brings up your ESRB rating to teen. Fun fact. And when I dream. I'm not gonna go through it. I'm not in the mood to go through it right now. I'm surprised they don't just cut the entire thing out in Festival. Because, I mean... like in RockBand, they don't make you sing it at all. They don't do the talky part, which they totally should, in my opinion. But I think, they... Like, because they don't make you sing it in Rock Band, I would imagine that for the same logic, they should just chop that entire chunk out of the song. In Festival. That seems like the way Festival would normally solve a problem like that. But it's fine. Alright, I want to... I want to grab my bass. And I want to see if I can do that. I want to do the bass over the back of my... with one hand. No, not return. That's not what I intended. I intended to go backstage. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, yeah, I realize I can't just stand up. Alright, well, let's disappear me for a minute. Can I... This is gonna be weird. Can I duplicate... I can have two of the same thing. That's good. That's noted. Me Space Lucy warning. Let's, and also warning that I haven't, I enjoy my thighs. There we are. Oh no, I'm upside down and backwards, right? Okay. I forgot about that one. It's been warm, so I kind of don't look the greatest right now. But let's see. Well, that is theoretically possible. I don't have enough... Well, I've done this a few times. Alright, so that is theoretically possible. It's a little bit awkward, but it's theoretically possible. It's kind of a difficult... It's difficult to maneuver a bass. Like, going from that position all the way to... Well, I don't remember which direction... how... I think I'd imagine probably the most comfortable way to do it would be like that. Yeah. Which I don't think is how Jackie was doing it. I don't remember how exactly Jackie was doing it. Did she have it over the same... Was it over the same hand? No, it was... Was it? Yeah, it was over the same hand. So it must have been done with the left hand? Which is, I don't have enough strength. I don't have any strength in my left hand. You will not believe this. I have literally started doing curls with my left arm with nothing in them, and they'll get tired after like 15 reps, because I've realized that I have no strength in my left arm. I'm not sure if I can... Nope. Headphone cable. Yeah, no, I don't have enough strength in my left arm in order to make that work. Interesting. Well, it is technically a possible maneuver, and the weight on a, I mean, this is a Stingray. It's got one of the biggest bodies on a bass guitar, and the weight actually does kind of make it easier to swing around. It's like swinging around an axe, basically. But, not very practical. Well, I've done Battle Royale, and I've decided that I'm not going to do it. Like, I don't like it, and I don't want to do it. That's it. Yes, remove that. Thank you. And now you just put this all the way back down here. Wonderful. Beautiful. Yeah, there's no... Well, there's this video. There's this really old video. Oh, I need to, I should... Hi. There's this really old video that I did. Canada Computers screwed me, which they did. Canada Computers did screw me. There was... So I have 2 GPUs currently on my computer. Short story is, what is currently the second GPU, which at the time was like, I was replacing my GPU. It's an RX 5500. No, not 5500, 550. My main was the RX 5500 XT. But it was an RX 500, or 550, RX 550. And I originally ordered a gigabyte, and Canada Computers was like, no, was like, well, we don't have any stock. And I was like, but you said you had stock. I do have an Icon series. Yeah, I have the Icon series Metallica Snakebite. And so they're like, well, and anyway, so I told the story on this video, and the video's been taken down. Icon series skin. Huh? Yeah, I would love to have the ringleader, but unfortunately I don't have the battle pass in order to do that. I would totally love to play as her. She is pretty damn vibes. Anyway, and so I told that story, and in the background I had gameplay footage of me playing Battle Royale. Like, I mean, this was like 5-6 years ago, okay? So like this is like really early Fortnite, and oh, I should, it was, yeah, I was playing, I mean, at the time we just called Fortnite, right? But it was Battle Royale build, all that, right? And it like, I got 0 kills and I died immediately, and I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny to use that as the background video for telling the story. Being because the way, I mean, I was kind of borrowing that format from Bulletberry, and whom? Since when could friends of friends join parties? All right. Excuse me? Excuse me? So when could friend... Anyway, right, this is a festival stream. I'm not letting this devolve into something that isn't... This is my stream. It is ultimately my decision. If you want to be here and be cool, you can be here and be cool. But we're doing festival. And there's no two ways about it. Okay? Anyway. So it's kind of borrowing that format from, like, Bullet Bear or whatever, where usually Minecraft parkour was kind of the thing. Or the thing you would do in CSGO, surfing. But also Fortnite, because that was a popular thing. Fortnite was a very popular, background thing. And so I thought it was really funny to play this game that I sucked at in the background. And nobody got it. People were just making fun of me. The video's unlisted now just because I didn't do a great job telling the story, and people didn't understand the video in the way, like, it was important in my learning of how to make a good video. But no longer is. The story still exists. There's a rambles that I did where I retold the story. Oh, hey, Santeria is an option now. And... A song to destroy eardrum... Oh, no. What was I... And so I did... The story is very, very important to me, in terms of my content creation. Like, that was kind of my first edited video. And somewhere I have a default dance. Where's my default dance? Do I not have the default dance in my... I don't have the default dance in my... What? What? Since when? Well, you're just getting a rainbow. What was I... I think, I can join shout, right? Yeah. And so, like, it was, you know what, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I'm saying. And so anyway, that was what I was getting at, is that, like, that's the last time, that's probably going to be the only time I'm ever going to do Fortnite on this channel. Battle Royale, on this channel. Oh yeah, why did I end up on guitar? Oh yeah, okay, I know why I ended up on guitar, okay. I kind of don't remember making that decision. And because of my experience with that as well, like, there's no way I'm trying Battle Royale again. And I'd spend it all and can't find... See, I don't know. That was a bad choice for me to join in, because I don't know the rest of the lyrics of the song. I only know the first two intro lines. But anyway. Yeah, after that experience of, like, playing poorly for a joke and people just being assholes about it, being genuinely bad at it is something I'm not willing to put out into the internet. Ooh. I forgot the song's in swing. Technically. It's really weird. It has a weird swing feel. It's not your normal swing feel. And that really makes the lifts really kind of strange. And they kind of have to be lifts because of the... Because I can't really double tap that quickly. I keep seeing... Wait, what? Something weird just happened in my YouTube chat, where it yelled at me that I was in subscribers only mode. I am the channel operator! What do you mean subscribers only? I mean, it's back now, but that's really sussy. I'm gonna have to check my sessions after this round. My Google account login sessions. That's worrying. Boris punk ass. I'm sorry, did they censor the word punk but not the word ass? I mean I know I sang right over it, but something sounded off there, and I think what happened there is they censored the word punk and not the word ass. So I'm gonna go to base, I think. Heck. Why do I keep going one over? What's with all these off by one errors? Why? That weird sub bass is really interesting. Very, like, almost parody of Rammstein vibes right now. Definitely a lot closer to, I guess, what would be called New Deutschart, over, over being, like, just, like, industrial metal. A little bit of butt rock in there, though, as well. Yeah, this chorus is very butt rocky. Interesting. And then now suddenly the bridge is very Slipknot. Or maybe like Suicide Silence? Not that I listened to enough Suicide Silence to really make that choice, but that's, that was what came to mind, really. That's weird. This kind of Slipknot-y bridge actually feels really out of place in the rest of the song. I'm sure the deal is this was produced by, as one would say, like, kind of a corporate kind of... by people who don't really understand the cultural implications of the genres that they're using and they're kind of mixing, and that they probably don't even understand that they're mixing genres, right? So I'm not... this isn't like... I'm sure people could mix those genres better, but there's definitely almost three different the verses are very not that sharp. And the chorus is slightly butt rocky, and then you have that weird bridge that's very Slipknotty. It's like kind of very three different things to me and feels kind of jarring. Maybe a little bullet for my Valentine E overall. If I had to give the entire song an energy and tie it all together as one genre, I would go Bullet for My Valentine. Even though, again, I don't listen to enough Bullet either to really make that decision. I'm not really into... I mean, I haven't really been into metal in a while, but I've not really ever been a modern metal kind of person either, or new metal in particular kind of person. Like, there's, you know, a song here, a song there. But for me, it's like... my understanding of metal is kind of 2000s butt rock kind of metal, and like 80s and 90s basically Metallica, and that's it. Like, whereas with punk I can give you this massive kind of blanket of, you know, anywhere between your 70s British punk and then like through to Black Flag, and then you have like your 80s American hardcore punk that came out of Black Flag, and that goes into, and then you get like horror punk with the Misfits, which then becomes that evolves into, oh, okay, that kind of evolves into like, you get melodic punk out of that. That's where you get like I mean, AFI even evolved out of horror punk. They went from kind of hardcore trying to sound like Black Flag, which was weird for them at the time. That was not what was going on at the time, into horror punk from Misfits, and then they became and that grew into melodic punk. Need to check what oh yes, thank you, yes, I need to check that thing. I need to check about Google sessions, because I'm getting weird things going on in my chat, and that's worrying. What was I saying? While I look into that. How do I don't even know how to check sessions on Google. And frustratingly, I have 2 Google accounts I need to worry about as well. See devices with account access. There we are. Go to your Google account. On the left navigational panel, select security. Wonderful. Perfect. View recent activity. New device on the 29th of June. Or 23 of June, correct. Let's get the other one. This one should be good. Also signed in 23 June, which is correct. And let's see, can I do something about specifically this YouTube channel security? Alright, well, everything's gotta be fine. Anyway, right, and that grows into melodic punk, which then becomes branded by the media as emo. And so, like, and then you have, like, so that's an entire, you know, chain of punk that I can tell you, and I can't do the same thing with metal, unfortunately. Maybe I should, but, like, I've not been into metal enough in the past 5-6 years to really care. To really go through the hassle of doing that. I should boost that I am live. I should boost that post. And look at that, it's 1528. Get the bat? Battle Pass. Hmm. Um. Boost I'm live on the Fetty. I mean, I would, if you were implying that you're going to gift me, yes, I will appreciate that. I definitely would appreciate that. I should maybe get, I want to go about getting the creator code. But in order to do that, I need to have many more views and or followers. So, if I go into the shop, there should be a supporting... Oh, I'm not supporting a... Oh. Well, I would suggest supporting, if you do want to do support a creator and you're not already supporting a creator, since you can't not support me, I suggest supporting a Soroi code. I don't remember what their code is. I don't remember if it's a Soroi code, or if it's just, a Soroi? A Soroi? There we are, there's the emphasis. I can do, yeah, and I'll try, I'll figure out which one of the two it is next time we're in the lobby, and I'll check the, I'll check the thing. Let's throw a Somp in there. Just, why not? What was I? Yeah, I'll next time I'm in the lobby, I'll figure out which one of those two it is, and, because I mean, normally that's where I would plug my creator code if I had one. Water? $79. $78. I keep seeing stuff jittering over here in my YouTube chat, and it's not a new message. I don't think there is, at least. Unless there's a message going through that's getting, like, moderated out of existence automatically. That's possible. Imagine doing that, holding the guitar one-handed, moving that quickly, doing a swing. No way. Nuh-uh. I'm not even gonna attempt. I don't need to grab a guitar in order to prove that that's not possible. Oh, fuck! I see your hand in mine. The time is now. Running through a madman's maze with no escape. Eyes of rage, the lab rats make cage. When will these nightmares end? I really need... I mean, I do basically have to sing this every Friday night. For Rock Band Rivals. What's done is done. Now a pawn's in his game. Locked in a game we can never win. I really need lyric display though, apparently. Oh, someone must pass before the end. You'll never win. I like singing the song. In terms of being, it's a very, I mean, I guess it's like 80s poser metal glam rock, right? But it's very, I can very kind of sing it emo. And it's not a big deal. You know, somewhere between Gerard Way and Davey Havok. And it's not, you know, it's very comfortable to do that. I don't have to, like singing Metallica, where it's kind of... I have to try to actively sing as poorly as Hetfield does. Silver coin, this hell do we join? This time it's to the death! Oh, locked in a game we can never win. Oh, someone must pass before the end. You'll never win. You know what? One day I need to do a video of doing this in RockBand 4, because I literally do this better on and like on RockBand 4, because I mean, if I do the Pro instrument, if I pull out the Riffmaster on PlayStation, I only have a PlayStation Riffmaster, it doesn't work on PC. I don't do as well on Festival, even though it is actually the exact same chart. I don't do as well somehow on Festival as I do on RockBand 4, despite the bigger hit window. And I should do that one day, where I should compare all three the charts. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're the same chart, but there could be differences. And how I do on them in comparison to each other. Locked in a game we can never win. Someone must pass before the end. Locked in a game we can never win. Someone must pass before the end. You'll never win. I need water after that. Song is not quite over yet, but there we are. New solo high, nice. Poggers, new solo high score. That's, wow, up by 273 people. 65%, that's definitely, you're definitely improving. I mean, I know that's, yeah, I was using that as my lobby music for the longest time. Well, for the interest of... I'll go bass, just for the interest of, different instruments. Instrument variety. But, what was I saying? It's fine. Bass is kind of funky, I'm enjoying that. I don't know, like, I'm not a modern music type of person, as you can tell. I don't know I don't know really anything about BTS. The only thing I know about BTS is what I learned through osmosis in high school. And I've never listened to them. I think this is the first time at least knowing that I'm listening to BTS. And my entire critique is I enjoy the funky bass. And the way the bass and the drums are interacting with each other. It's a very simple drum beat, but like it needs to be in order to make the bass, the kind of funky bass, make sense. And they really hold each other up. Guitar is just there to add interest, which is totally acceptable. You're allowed to do that. Have an instrument just for the sake of adding interest. But really, it's the drum and bass and the vocals that are holding the song together. Drum and bass hold each other up, and then you have the vocal track that, you know, kind of exists over top of that musical idea, which is totally acceptable. I like that. It's enjoyable. Interesting key change. I like that. That was a very weird sort of key change, not a, like, the change in keys was not very common. And that riff at the beginning, the vocal riffing at the beginning, was like, it was a really weird note to do that transition on. And that's not a complaint. That was really weird. That was really weird in a positive way. I should, you know what I should do is I should drop the battle stage part of the stream title. There. I suppose I should return to lobby. Things seem to work better that way. And requeue. I mean, we're maybe gonna play 1 or 2 more rounds, as it were, and then that's gonna be done. Then it's gonna be the end of my allotted time for the day, and then I have to go and do rivals. I have to go and check I have to go and start the rivals. The last 3 rivals fucking sucked. Battle Royale, you gotta get. I'm not doing Battle Royale. It's not happening. Last 3 rivals challenges sucked. And that is a firm boundary. There's no Battle Royale happening on this channel, on a stream. Okay? It's not happening. Stop asking. That's 3 challenges. So it went from having, like, we had, like, 20 songs or something like that, 27, 26 songs, to 20 songs, I think, and then we had, like, 18, and then, like, 15, and then, like, 13 songs each week in a row, something like that. And this is a repeat season. It sucked just as hard last time we did it. And we were sort of trying this time, or like, in spite, and no. Hopefully this week sucks less. But probably it won't. But unfortunately, just based on the timings of the way things work in Meat Space, unfortunately, things that are outside of my control, I cannot stream much later than 16:30 is the absolute limit. Eastern time. That'll be 4:30 p.m. if you're an insane person. Like, I would love to be able to go longer, but that would mean I'd have to start earlier. And also, I have the issue of, you know, waking up late, and, like, I go to bed at 2 a.m. for similar reasons outside of my, etc. What are the options here? Yeah, if you're gonna go with Feel Good Inc., which I was kind of considering. We've already played Santeria, which would be like kind of the best option in terms of matching styles. I don't know. Let's go to Nothing Else Matters. Why not? Okay, sure. I don't know if I want to. Well, I'll throw Ruby, so that'll be a really weird mix of music, but it'll be fine. And what instrument do I want to start with? I'll start with drums, I guess. Weirdly, all the drums are the exact same difficulty, eh? On all 4 of those songs, exact same difficulty. What do I have in terms of? Havok will go on forever, which I guess would mean if I were doing that while doing Battle Stage, I'd keep crab walking on the platform. If that is how that works. I'm not so sure. That seems to be the way it works, though, because there's no way to emote when you're actually on the platform. No, I have no falsetto today. That sucks. Ooh. Right, that's why I, tapped down on those, on those lifts. That's the entirety of the UK is a melancholy town where you never smile. Excuse me. Windmill, windmill for the land, love forever hand in hand. Take it all in on your stride. It is sinking, falling down. Love forever, love is really done forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land is everybody. I don't know if that's here in... And if that's a verse counting thing or a miss here at some point that I... Well, I'm going to Rivals, of course, immediately after stream, and I have some stuff to do, and probably, like, sometimes I'm in the mood to play Fortnite as stream, but mostly my Thursdayly, festival stream is enough festival for me. Like, that's enough weekly fill for me. That's kind of why I end up doing the stream, quite frankly. Is because it's like, I want to a little bit build... I mean, I enjoy Festival, and I want a little bit build up kind of my, I guess, the Battle Pass, even though I don't actually pay for the, I guess, the Battle Pass Premium or whatever. But there's, like, only so much I can... because it's all the same, like, dozen songs... it kind of discourages me from playing, because I've tried for the same song every song twice. I don't want to hear them again! Time forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land is everybody here. Is this song also in swing, now that I think about it? That might... that weird kick snare pattern might make more sense if you think about it in swing. But I don't really think the rest of the song is in swing. I don't think any other instrument is really in swing, so I don't think you can really think about it as being in swing. That's weird. I've never considered that as an option before, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's amazing how, pro guitar is so much easier than, or pro lead is so much easier than... Also, pro bass is so much harder than regular bass. That's weird, that's weird. I mean, I understand why. I shouldn't whistle. Whistling into a microphone is never good. Things you learn in, running a high school radio station. Never whistle into a microphone. Unless you, like, you're set up for that. Like, if you're recording whistling, you set up like 2 or 3 pop filters in a row. Heck me. Set up like 2 or 3 pop filters in a row, and make sure you have your wind filter on the microphone itself as well, and yeah, you make sure you use a really warm microphone as well. Well, I have an SM57. I frickin' love that thing. And I use it for recording songs. The video in which I said I need to take a break, which was the first time I think you got, in the past like 4 years, you got to see my face. Which only ended up lasting a week, that break. But anyway, I did use it on that. It's a great microphone. It's just really hassle-some to stream with I used to, like, I have also an NW700, which isn't a great microphone. I used to stream with a microphone, with a stand. But I move around so much while I'm streaming, I like being able to move my head around and not have to, like, there's only so much compression can do, and the acoustics of this room suck, and there's not much I can do about that. I'm too broke to do much about that, etc. So, like, I found that probably, like, literally the best option is to use a headset microphone. And I'm sure I could get a better headset microphone. But, like, the best microphone, the audio quality isn't the greatest, but it's not horrible either. So I think it's really the best option for what I have. But, like, if I'm gonna sing, like, when I did that karaoke stream a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you know, I was using SM57. And oh heck. Like, it's just, you know, I have to be mindful of using a microphone if I'm doing that. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to jiggle my head all about while I talk. And nothing else matters. Maybe I should be doing these with a microphone, though. Because I'm singing, right? So, like, that becomes a point where I might need... Oh, did I triple tap that? Oh, no. Might be a good idea to use a real microphone for these, but, like, that adds so much more hassle and effort to the setup process. And I use, actually, the SM57 for, Rivals. When I sing Rivals, I have an audio interface. PS4 is recognized as a headset. And so I use a real, sure SM57 microphone. Think, the music video for Carry On Wayward Son, or, what we're singing into in Helena. One of those. I have a locking foam thing on mine, but it's that microphone. So I use a real SM57 when I'm playing Rock Band. And so it's usually, like, set up like that, because I don't... Otherwise, it's when I'm, like, recording a song. Is the only time I really end up using it with my computer, or if I guess I'm doing karaoke. I should do another karaoke stream. I should do that one day. Soon-ish. Do another karaoke stream. It's just the deal, there's a lot of effort involved in planning a karaoke stream. And I use the Rock Band stems when I'm doing the karaoke stream. I might, I might try using Yar, yet another rhythm game, next time I do a karaoke stream. And that way I have real lyric display, instead of just having to read them off a sheet, and so I'm less likely to have timing issues. And that kind of gamifies it a little bit, right? Like, it makes it a little bit more interesting to watch, I think, that way. Maybe. I don't know. And I know... Oh. Right, it's before the solo, so it goes up. I think Headfield actually plays this solo, which is weird. Headfield playing a solo. Jackie's facial expression all screwy. He's a big mood. Switching between all those different emotions and kind of snapping between them. Big autism mood. Forever trusting who we are. And nothing else matter. I'm an octave high. Imagine having the short-term memory of a proverbial goldfish. To be fair, my short-term memory is probably one of my worst. I have, like, people make this distinction of short, medium, and long-term. Or short and long-term memory, but I think there's a medium term in there, because stuff that, like, I need to remember within the next, you know, within a few minutes, I tend to struggle with. But stuff that needs to last, like, a week or 2 or 3, I'm fine with. And then I just kind of have, I guess, a normal kind of long-term memory. Drums, lead, or vocals would be the way to go. I want to do vocals, but in the interest of, unless you're gonna change, in the interest of, I'm gonna stick to lead. In the interest of instrument variety. I don't think I've ever thought so hard about the guitar in the song. And now I'm very immediately familiar of... Immediately I am thinking about it, and I'm very intimately aware of it now. That's weird. I think this is probably one of my favorite songs of its era. Was there another stuck note there? But like, it's not, you know, I'm not really into it, but it, you know, I might as well, since I don't dislike it, I might as well. It's this kind of thing where you like, there's this thing, I think, where smiling, for neurotypical people, smiling will trick your brain into producing more dopamine, and therefore make you feel happier, I think. Something like that. And it's the same kind of thing, where it's like, I can enjoy the song a little bit more if I kind of exaggerate my intuitiveness. And if I act more into it, then I get to enjoy it a little bit more. It's a little bit more fun. For me, it's mostly a nostalgia song, being that it's one of the best songs of this era, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. One of my favorite songs of the era, I'll say, in my personal opinion. I'm sure there are songs that are better songs, like, in terms of composition or lyric writing or whatever. Having misread issues again. I think the notes are a little bit, in Festival, are a little bit closer together, than... Note speed seems to be the same as... as I'd expect out of RockBand, but they're so close together that it's so easy to misread. I'm so prone to misreads. And I think that's because, the note track is, like, really wide. It's like, in terms of width, in terms of screen real estate, it's a lot like RockBand 2, but it doesn't go as far back. It doesn't. The angles, it's tilted further back than RockBand 2 is, and so, you know, all the notes are really close together, right at the back, especially. And I think it needs to be. If you're going to be as wide as RockBand 2, I think the angle needs to be tilted further towards the screen. notes, that the notes appear physically further away and are easier to parse as whether they are chords or their individual notes arpeggiated. Harmonix, take notes. 71% on easy. See, you're improving. And improving quite rapidly, to be quite honest. I'm gonna go bass just for the. Well, I've done rocket racing. I quite like rocket racing. I mean that's how you unlock Jackie's, by getting. I think you had to get like Silver League in last season in order to get unlock Jackie. Rocket racing is great. With that said, at the end of this, it is 15:58, so I'm gonna have to go, but like I wouldn't mind doing rocket racing in the future. And I've considered like doing rocket racing instead of festival for some of these streams, or for part of these streams. Echoes of reggae coming through my bedroom wall, having a party up next door, but I'm sitting here alone. Two lovers in the bedroom, and the others start to shout. All I got is this blank stare, and I don't carry no cloud at all. Go destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. He's singing, and she's there to lend a hand. He's seen his name on the marquee, but she will never understand. Once again he's leaving, and she's with a tear in her eye. The warm gesture, it's time to say goodbye. Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. I'm surprised I only made that very small flub there earlier in that second verse. That's great. Ruby's heart ain't beating, 'cause she knows the feeling is gone. She's not the only one who knew that there's something wrong. As she wipes a tear from her eye, Ruby's fading out, she disappears. It's time to say goodbye. Okay, struggling on that third verse, but that's fine. Eventually I'll be able to do this by heart. Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. 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 Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. Destination unknown, Ruby, 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 Soho. You know what I find really interesting about Rancid is that they're Bay Area hardcore. Well, like, it's not necessarily hardcore, but they're Bay Area punk band. They like come out of the same era even as AFI and what is the band I'm thinking of? Yeah, I'm also returned to lobby. Yeah, and that's basically going to be the end. Allow me to switch back over here, actually. Is that they're out of Rancid, the same era as like AFI and Green Day. As far as I'm aware, they're all completely American. But that fuck. I don't know what verse we're on. Just call my name, 'cause I'll hear you scream. Master! Master! And yet, at least in, I don't know about other, I don't listen to Rancid really, but, you know, in Ruby Soho, there's a bit of a British accent there when he sings. And I kind of match that. And it's really interesting because, being that they're an American band, I wonder if that just comes from trying to kind of match that I mean, punk kind of usually originates in the UK, really. So I wonder if that's where it comes from, is like practicing on singing British punk and learning the accent that way. I don't know. I find that really interesting, and I'd like to know more about that. And that's the type of thing that if I ever had a chance to interview the singer of France, I don't even know his name, that I ask, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I've basically run out of time for today. I might be able to go another round, but like, we've been through all the songs in basically in main stage or whatever, and you know, I'd rather have more time. I'd rather cut off at 1600 and not later than 1600. Water. You know, ending a stream on YouTube is an ordeal. At least the way I have it set up, because I have to end it on YouTube and on OBS. I have to press 2 separate buttons. And I'm not sure which button I should press first. You know, have a good rest of your day. If you're doing Rivals, have a good Rivals. And if Rivals fucking sucks this week as well, we can all complain about it next week. Yeah. Have a good rest of your day. Oh yeah, I'm doing finger guns, but you can't see it. I need a hand thingy. Need hand thingies, but I'm too broke for hand thingies.